Hey everyone, welcome back to LightHearted. I'm Britton.
And I'm Rachel. Today's topic will probably hit home for every single one of you. What does being enough actually mean?
It feels like such a loaded phrase, right? Like we see it everywhere, we hear it everywhere, like you're enough as you are, blah, 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 blah. We hear it everywhere. But deep down, how do we know that that's actually true?
Let's start here. Being enough isn't one set thing. It can shift depending on where you are in life. What was enough for you at 10 years old probably isn't the same as it is right now.
Right. And the really fun thing about your brain is that it loves to move the goalpost on you. Studies show that when we reach a goal, the brain resets to seek the next one as quickly as possible. So we very rarely feel like we've actually arrived.
Yeah.
Which is obviously very familiar to us, which is why we're talking about this.
And it's easy to get caught in the performance loop. Like, I'll be enough when I get that job or make more money, etc. But being enough shouldn't be tied to progress. Sometimes it looks like just showing up or surviving a really hard week.
Okay, so it's time for a little bit of brain science. One reason we struggle with feeling like we're enough is because our brain's negativity bias makes us focus on what's lacking. We've talked about this before. Your brain's job is to keep you safe. That is it. That's what it does for its whole life. And so it's always focused on what's missing. So we're wired to look for what needs improvement, not to celebrate what's already there. So even if we're doing fine, we'll put that heavily in quotes, we're more likely to notice what we haven't done. And if you grew up feeling like your worth was tied to performance or perfection, that wiring can run so much deeper than you even think.
That definitely explains a lot. Now let's talk about the comparison trap for a minute. Research shows that social media increases the feeling of inadequacy because we're constantly measuring ourselves against highlight reels. So we often don't pause to ask, whose measuring stick am I using right now?
That's so true. Okay, is there a specific area of your life where you feel like you compare yourself to others more? Because I feel like comparison's always there in one way or another, but do you have specific areas where you're like, oh, dang it?
That's a good question. Okay, I feel like when it comes to like routine is where I will compare myself, especially to like social media. And I know that that's highlight reels a lot of the time. It's one day of their week that they're filming a morning routine, right? But yeah, it tends to be routine just because I cannot stick with one. Like, I try really hard. Sometimes I don't try really hard, but sometimes I do, and you just fall out of it really easily. And so, yeah, I tend to compare myself on that. I honestly don't feel like... I feel like comparison is such a hot topic that's talked about a lot, especially within the female community over here. I'm grateful to say that, like, I have never really struggled deeply with comparison, especially as far as what people typically think about. It's like looks and that type of stuff. And I credit that a lot to being homeschooled probably because I feel like that public school aspect just makes girls
it drives comparison.
Yeah, I was going to say
yes.
It drives comparison on so many levels.
Yeah.
How smart you are, how pretty you are, what clothes you have, all that kind of stuff. And so I never struggled with that and still don't for the most part, but
yeah, it does make me wonder if they're like do they do it once a week for social media? Because I'm like, I'll clean my house, I'll do it for social media. And it does make me wonder what their other 6 days look like. Because if they keep that up every day, that's impressive.
And I mean,
maybe they do.
I was gonna say, and if it was me, like, to keep it up, I would be filming it.
Yeah, it would probably help a ton,
It's super motivating. Yeah. Especially when you have people relying on seeing your routine. Like, it's going to make you more productive and get it done. So, I don't know.
So it's like a win-win-win.
Yeah.
It's like you clean your house and you stick to a routine and
you get content. So,
I love that. And it helps me clean my house. Okay, so I do think like within society, there is this pressure to like kind of constantly be on, constantly be enough or like be becoming enough or whatever it is. Where do you think a lot of that pressure stems from?
I feel like that's a very complex question because I'm sure it comes from like a lot of different places. I think now with social media, that's like a big drive for it.
Yeah.
I don't know, other than that.
Yeah, I was just curious because I feel like some of it, like we do put on ourselves, but then I do think a lot of it probably comes from outside sources.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that like sometimes comparison is a really good driving force,
I agree.
and then sometimes it's a really bad one.
Yep.
So can we talk about that a little bit? Like maybe what are some like positive comparisons to have, and then what are some negative ones, like other negative ones that people might be facing right now? Like positive ones, I think that like having a good routine, that could be a really good positive comparison to have, where it's like, oh man, she can get up and do this, this, and this. I can get up and do this, this, and this. Yeah. Or I know if I see somebody like get up and like do really cool hairstyles. I've seen like the 30 days of new hairstyles. This is my challenge for myself. And I'm like, yeah, I cannot put my hair in a ponytail one day. And I can like finally do my hair for real. And like, that's a nice comparison because it pushes me to like learn something new.
Right.
Yeah. Can you think of any other ones where it's like, man, that's a really good thing to have, provided it doesn't go too far? Because I definitely think if you're like,
well, I think anything can go too far.
Go way too far.
Yeah. It has to be in moderation.
Totally.
I feel like sometimes even when you just compare your actions, or like the only example I can find here to like explain what I'm thinking is like in parenting. So like I could compare how I deal with a toddler with a tantrum versus how Britain would deal with that. Right?
Sure.
And then I could go, oh, that worked so much better, or like that's a good approach, and like I can compare it in that way and then try that.
Yeah.
I think that could be good.
I agree.
But again, in moderation, if you're just comparing everything you do to every other parent, like
no, like
especially social media, again with the highlight reels, like it's just setting you up for failure.
Yeah.
For the most part, but
I like that, where it's like, okay, like you can learn good tools from everybody.
Right. In different scenarios. It doesn't have to be parenting, but
yeah. I like that a lot. I even feel like I've been following this account, and she's doing dumb dinners. Have you seen those? And it's like dinners so easy that they're dumb. Love. Like, and I just love that because I'm like, oh, okay, like she can do this, I can do this.
Yeah.
And like she's sharing it for other people and like making my life easier. And I'm like, okay, I love content like that because I feel like it improves my life. It teaches me something. And it's a good comparison because I'm like, okay, she's making dinner every night. I can make dinner every night. We can do this.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I think negative comparisons, I think all of those can fall into that.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Like if you're looking at like, for instance, what people eat, it could motivate you to eat better.
Yeah.
Or you could go in so deep that you're picking apart every part of your life. Look how healthy they are. I'm never going to, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like with anything you could do that. But
so I wonder if it's like seeking inspiration from people, but not necessarily like needing your life to look exactly like theirs. I wonder if that's like the healthy balance.
I think the balance is like not looking at it like, oh, look how good they are, and I don't do this right, and I don't do this right. Instead of going, I love that they do that. That's really motivating. I should try that. Like, I think that's the balance.
Like, what a great tool that they've implemented.
And it's going to be a little bit different for each person, so you're just going to kind of have to gauge it.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome. I think we should talk about some solutions. I feel like everyone wants a solution to their problem. Here it is. So first, I think just like every other thing that comes up in your life, you have to become aware of the standard that you're holding yourself to. So I think the two best questions to ask about that is my standard real? And is my standard helpful? I think, like speaking about social media here, I see very, very, just very high effort moms. And I admire them so much, where it's like they are just going at 152% all the time.
Yep.
For every single thing. Like every day is a new decoration or a fun new meal or whatever. Or like
heart-shaped pancakes
every morning. Yeah, like the whole shebang. And I am not here to knock that at all because I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
And I felt like I sucked big time because I was not doing that.
Yeah.
Like I was like, man, my kid's going to have a terrible life and he's just going to look back at his childhood and just think that it was the worst because I wasn't doing X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But that's not true.
No, not
and
at all.
so, like, that's not a helpful standard. Like, do I make heart-shaped pancakes sometimes? Yes. When we have time and when it makes sense.
Yeah.
But, like, it was not a helpful standard because I was feeling like I was just a terrible mom because I wasn't doing this, this, and this.
Yep.
Yeah. I had to take a step back from those videos because I was like, man, like, look at all the things I am doing though.
Right.
Yeah. So
And
not
it's-
real, not helpful.
Right. It's above and beyond.
Above and beyond. And like,
that's fine.
Claps for them. I love that they do that.
Yeah, and you got to think, like, you're not them. They may be a really crafty stay-at-home mom that's what they find joy in.
Yeah.
Where you find joy in watching Netflix.
Yes.
Or playing video games with your child.
Yes. Like it's
and
so
that's
much fun.
okay.
Yeah,
So.
totally. Yeah, it's like we find joy in other things. And like, I'm not a crafty person anyway. And so like, that's not something that would naturally come to my brain. I'm good at a lot of other things. Stuff like that is not one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, that's okay. But
Yeah.
it took me a while to get to like and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
and like,
makes sense.
he still has a fun life and we
Yeah.
still do a lot of fun things together.
And it doesn't have to be that.
It doesn't have to be high effort 1,000,000% of the time.
Yep.
Yeah. I do think a helpful standard to have though, like while we're kind of on this line, is like a helpful standard. You need to be a good parent. If you decide to have kids, like you need to be a good parent. You need to be kind and you need to like be committed to like
Raising good humans.
raising good human beings. Yeah, I'm like, you're raising a whole kid. Like, yeah, like that is something that I think is a helpful standard and that like should be in place and it should be high. Like that should be a really high standard that you have for yourself. So I think that one is real and is helpful.
Okay, I have something I think applies here in kind of a weird way because it's like both hurtful and helpful depending on how you do it. I love social media. We've talked about social media a lot.
Yeah.
It can be hurtful and helpful.
Yes.
I am motivated by routine videos. Okay? I like them in moderation, but they have to be the right routine videos. So, for instance, this is going to sound so stupid, but for instance, if it's nighttime and I am minutes away from going to bed and I watch a morning routine video, bad plan. Why? Because now I feel motivated to put makeup on and start doing the work that I need to get done. It just like is motivating to like work out at midnight. Yeah, let's not do that. Or vice versa. If I wake up in the morning and I scroll on TikTok and there's a night routine and they're lighting a candle and taking a bath and reading a book and cuddling up in their bed, what's going to happen? Rachel's going back to bed because it just makes me want to, like, it makes me tired.
It looks too cozy.
So that might be dumb. Maybe no one else struggles with that. But like, I have to watch the right video at the right time of day.
No, I think that makes total sense. Because, like, it motivates you to do that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go back to bed.
Another thing that motivates me to sleep, because sleep is something I struggle. I love sleep, but I struggle to get there. You know the videos of, like, spend 24 hours with my newborn and me? Like, where they're waking up every, like, 30 minutes. And, like,
yeah.
if I watch that for any amount of time, I'm like, wow, I'm so tired. I'm so grateful I can sleep without a crying baby, so I'll sleep. I'll go to bed.
I like secretly want you to stitch every single one of those videos and be like, good luck with that. Good night. I'm going to go get 8 hours of sleep right now.
That's awful. That's so funny. That's how I use it, though.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good motivation.
Because I look at it and go, one day that'll be me, but right now it's not, so I can go sleep for 10 hours.
Sleep.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That. Okay, we've been talking too about the like very, very unaesthetic videos.
Yes.
Say more.
Love those. I love an unaesthetic morning routine.
It's real.
It's real because, okay, the aesthetic ones can be motivating, but also can be detrimental to your mental health because it can be like, wow, their life is so perfect. And honestly, I just love an unaesthetic morning routine because it makes you go, okay, my life is not the only one that looks like a hot freaking mess.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my alarm clock didn't go off and my kid just threw up on the floor. The dog peed and my shirt's dirty. All of my clothes are dirty. I have no clean mugs this morning. Like, I just kind of love that. So
you're like, all right. Yeah. I feel like for a while, the really aesthetic videos were super in and everyone was all about it. And now I'm like, no, give me like real, like, give me like the hot mess express mom in the mornings who's,
Well, I love that it was like montage with timing and so cute and like this moody music. And now what we get is like all the sounds cut together and it's like their kids screaming in the back and their car sounds weird. And like, I love that.
I love it. It feels real. Yeah. Okay. So when we're thinking about it, I think just checking in on those 2 questions. Is this real? Is this helpful? And you can kind of go through each, I guess, like standard in your life that you've set for yourself or that someone else has set for you. So decide where it's coming from. Is it real? Is it actually helpful? So let's talk about some very practical things that we can start doing along with asking ourselves these questions, along with, remembering what the standard actually is for us. Let's talk practical tips that people can start doing right now. Number 1, we've talked about this before.
I feel like with everything,
These
we
shouldn't
just
shock you.
talk about the same tips, but because they're so foundational in life that like...
And it just proves that like a great number of us are very bad at doing these foundational things that would fix so many things for us, right?
Or much improve them.
It would much improve them. Yes. And so it's like, we're going to keep saying it until no one has these issues anymore. Okay. Number 1 is to practice self-compassion. We have talked about this, and yes, there is a balance between self-compassion and accountability. 100%. Go listen to our episode on that one. But practicing self-compassion has been shown to increase motivation and reduce anxiety more effectively than self-criticism.
Yep.
It can also improve your mental wellness, increase your resilience, and reduce procrastination if you're just nice to yourself.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
And the next one that we, again, have mentioned in pretty much every episode, and that is to start tracking the small wins. Your brain actually rewires through repeated reinforcement of, I did enough. If we keep reinforcing the belief that we are failing, then that's what we're going to believe. So if we start celebrating those little victories, then we're going to rewire our brains to look for that and to celebrate that.
That's so cool. I think it's so cool because, like, I think oftentimes, like, we feel like our brain is just kind of running the show in the background here. Yeah. But, like, you can actually play a really active role in, like, what your brain thinks about yourself and, like, your life and, like, the impact you can have on your life. It's so cool.
It's so cool, and it's so crazy sometimes when I have those moments where I go, wait a minute. And I just talk to myself, and I'm like, wait, but I have control of that.
Yeah, it's like you are in charge. We just forget that sometimes.
We just let thoughts take over, and it's like, wait, nope.
Yeah.
And as humans, the human nature is to look at the negative, what we haven't accomplished yet, where we're failing, where we're struggling, instead of looking at, oh, but look at how far I've come and look at all these things I've accomplished. We just tend to look at the negative.
100%. Yeah.
And that's hard. Some people struggle with it more than others.
Okay, so our last tip, if you are struggling with that, we want you to physically write this down, okay? Write down 3 things you did this week that prove you're showing up.
Yep.
Okay, they do not have to be big. It can literally be like, man, I did not want to get out of bed and brush my teeth before I went to bed, but I did. Like, you showed up for yourself and you took care of yourself in a really good way. And so, like, think about even the teensiest little things that you're doing that prove you are there and that you're actively trying.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so we understand we are humans, okay? Sometimes you can hear every good thing. You can hear all the good advice. You can say every affirmation that you could possibly think of, and you still will not feel like you're enough.
Yeah.
That is normal. You're not broken, okay? Like, we want to say that so loud, is that, like, that is a normal thing to experience. Your nervous system is probably exhausted, or your expectations that you have of yourself, whether they were placed on you by someone else or by yourself, they might be crushing your sense of identity.
I think sometimes the best thing we can do is pause and say something along the lines of, maybe I don't feel like I'm enough right now, but that doesn't make it less true.
I really like that.
I think it's so important to remind ourselves of every other thing that we believe that isn't true either. Our brains make up so much stuff and believe so many things that's not accurate. So if you can place that thought process in there with it, I feel like that will improve it so much. And I always come back to this. I say this in so many episodes. Think about someone else.
Yeah.
Like, what does your good friend think about you in this moment? Sometimes you don't believe in yourself, and that's okay. But find someone that does.
Yeah, 100%. It's so important. And, like, kind of like you're saying, Like, would you treat a good friend like that? It's like if you made a list of every expectation that you have of yourself and how high it is, would you ever hold someone else to like that extreme of a standard?
No.
Probably not.
No,
probably not. And like there are helpful standards to have.
Yep.
But so many of the ones that like we quietly place on ourselves, they're just not. Like they're just hurting you. We talk about the 80%, 20, like 80-20, right? Where it's like, man, if I just did 80% of that, like, would that still be good enough? Like, yes, it probably would. If I did 50% of that, would it probably still be good enough? Yeah.
I know you already mentioned it, but seriously, if you haven't listened to Self-Compassion versus Accountability, like, go listen to it. It's so good.
It's so good. Because finding that line is so hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not going to look the same for everyone.
I think one thing that has really helped me with this is to start by borrowing belief.
Yep.
And like we are going to explain that. So that can be from a mentor, a therapist, a friend, your kids. Like it can be from whoever is around you that, you know, knows you well enough to help you with that. Or it can just even be us. Okay. We believe in you. If there's something that you're wanting to accomplish, if there's something you're wanting to change, we believe in you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it really does just take one person.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And it helps you to believe in yourself.
100%.
It's hard to do big things and believe in yourself, especially with new things and different things. But when you have someone that believes in you, it's so motivating to keep trying.
Yeah. This is making me think of my son. Love him so much. Okay. The best, worst thing ever.
The best, worst thing.
The best thing, I love it so much, I hate it so much, is if he believes in me, and even worse, if he like includes me in a prayer that I can like accomplish something, that is like 1,000 times worse. But I'm like you better believe You're going to do everything that I can to accomplish that thing, right? Like if he's like, please help my mom figure out how to do this thing, I'm like, all right, well, time to get into like ultra problem solving mode. Like I'm going to figure this out because like somebody that I love so much really truly believes that I can do this thing. So like borrow belief from somebody else who loves you and like just wants to see you do really well. And it makes a world of difference.
A world of difference. And soon enough, you're going to believe it for yourself.
Yes.
Like it really, for instance, I know I talk about this all the time, but like my cane job.
Yeah.
There was not a single bone in my body that when I wanted to do this, did I ever think that I would be able to. Literally no part of me. It was like, not a chance.
You're like, that would be really cool.
But then when I started coming around to the idea that I would really like to do it, and I mentioned it to a few people, Britton being one of them, she undoubtedly, immediately was like, yeah, you could do that if you wanted to.
Yeah. Because you could.
And then other people, yeah, you could do that. Oh, yeah, that's going to happen. Like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all are crazy. And it just took enough people, even if it was like a couple, you know, saying, you could do that. You got to try. Like, you can do it. And I did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And eventually, like, I fully believed in myself, too. Oh, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. And I think one important thing we've talked about, though, is that, like, nobody else did the work for you.
No.
No one was out there problem solving for you. No one went and met them and got numbers for you.
No.
Right? Like, you did all the work. You just needed somebody to be like, yeah, you got this.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like, and that's it. Like, that's literally all it takes sometimes. It's crazy how our brains just need that, like, almost validation to be like, oh, but like maybe can I do this? Is that possible?
Yeah. Because even in the moments of like telling Kane, like, I want to do this, the words that came out of my mouth was, this sounds insane, right? Because it does sound a little crazy. But at the end of the day, they're like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, oh, I'm crazy. I got it. Okay.
No, your dreams should be a little crazy. Like, it should scare you a little bit. Like,
yeah, I fully agree with that.
I think it's awesome.
But yeah, you just need someone believing in you.
Yeah.
To help.
Because then you did it.
Push you along the way.
And it's so cool. And then like you reach these goals that like you never even thought were an actual possibility. It was just like, oh, that would be really nice. And then all of a sudden Like, you do the work and all this great stuff happens.
Right.
It's
If
so
no
cool.
one would have looked at me and said, oh, yeah, you could do that, there's no chance I would have even tried.
Yeah.
So I think something that goes here really well, it's important to keep in mind that, like, you don't have to earn worthiness. I think that's super important to remember. I feel like with the example I just shared, if no one believed in me, did I have it within myself to reach out? Technically, yes, because
Yes.
I was the one that did it to begin with. But did the people around me telling me that I could do it help? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, like, did anyone do the work for me? Like you said, no.
No, like you were
I
worthy.
did it.
Yeah.
Like, yes, God led the situation, but, like, we've talked about this before. God likes action. Like, I'm the one who said the words. Like,
Yeah.
no one just, like, came and knocked on my door and, like, here you go. Like, I had to find that within myself to say the words, to do the things. I feel like we just have to keep in mind that, like, you don't have to earn it.
Because I definitely feel like that's one of those things that we feel like we're working toward.
Being worthy.
Being worthy of, like, good things or whatever. And, like, maybe in certain aspects you need to, like, become the person that you want to be. But I think, like, your worth is just inherent. It's always there. Yeah.
I think it's just hard sometimes to remember it.
So you need people who love you and who see your worth and who think you're awesome. So I guess on this topic, this is more for you because, like, we've talked about this a lot. Who are the people in your life that remind you you are already enough and that you can do the things you want to do?
Yeah.
So think of those people and don't forget about those people. Okay, make sure you reach out to those people. And then this is for us to talk about. If you already believed you were enough and that you could accomplish whatever it was that you wanted to accomplish, how would you show up this week?
Ooh. I honestly, this is going to sound super backwards, but I feel like I would try even harder. So if I knew I was going to succeed, I would try harder. Which again, it sounds backwards because if you knew you were going to succeed, why would you put in 100%?
No, I agree though. I think I would try way harder too. Yeah. I do think, like, self-sabotage comes into play there a little bit, where it's like, if you don't give 100%, then like you can always blame it on that.
Yep.
Like, man, if I just would have tried my hardest, but it
You're
didn't
right.
work out, and that's okay. And if I would have given 100%, it probably would have worked.
Yep.
But if it's like, no, I know I cannot fail at this,
Yep.
and then you give 100%, it's like, okay, like, it's a done deal. Like, I gave 100%, I got what I wanted. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's because that fear of failure is so scary.
Yeah.
So we need that cushion of like, oh, but I didn't try my hardest.
Yeah. Oh, if I would have tried my hardest.
Right.
It's crazy.
Because it is like, if you give 100% and it doesn't work out,
That's everything. You
you
gave
gave everything that you could,
Yeah.
and it still didn't work.
Yeah.
And that's devastating.
Yeah, because then you face, like, a whole other slew of questions about, like, what that says about you, even though it doesn't.
Right.
Doesn't say anything about you, but it feels like that.
Right.
Yeah. So
Interesting. Let us know.
interesting stuff. Yeah, let us know if you agree that, like, you would give it your all. Yeah.
If you knew you
I
would
think
succeed.
I would.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Like, no matter what, I would succeed, whether or not I put effort in or not. Yeah. I think I would give it, like, 120%.
So whether you're in a season of survival, growth, burnout, or thriving, your worth does not change. Being enough isn't about being perfect. It's about knowing that you're still valuable, even when you're messy, learning, or in progress.
And no matter where you're at on the journey, we're really glad that you're here with us. You do not have to earn a seat at the table because you already have one.
Thank you so much for joining us today. If you're enjoying LightHearted, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps us reach more people who need a little more light in their lives. Also, please don't forget to download our episodes on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That really helps push the podcast to more people.
And be sure to follow us over on Instagram and TikTok at LightHeartedPod for behind-the-scenes content and fun clips of our episodes. Also, be sure to check out our merch. Every single thing that we talked about will be listed below in the show notes. And don't forget to stay lighthearted.